What up, Fight Fam? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Rings and Cages AZ. We got a special treat for you today. We're going to be previewing the Stadium Champions Grand Prix Finale. This is a Muay Thai event coming up Friday, September 13th. If you've never seen Muay Thai before, it is one of my favorite fight sports to watch. Lots of brutality. They say that in Muay Thai, even the winners walk away limping, if at all. So if you are a fan of combat sports, you are invited to come down to watch this show. Now, I have seen Muay Thai many times before. As a spectator, as a fan, I've been to lots of Muay Thai shows, but to be honest with you, it's still a bit of a mystery to me, right? It's not something I'm super familiar with in the same way that I'm somewhat familiar with boxing or that I'm familiar with MMA, having a little bit of wrestling in my background. So what we're going to do today is we are going to have a special guest come join us. We got lots to cover here, so let's jump right into it, Fight Fam. This is Behind the Gloves. All right, Fight Fam, we are here with Jorge Figueroa, who's going to be competing at the Stadium Champion Grand Prix Road to Bangkok Tournament Finale. And as the name implies, this is going to be for a trip to Bangkok, Thailand. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Bangkok, Thailand. Fighting for a paid trip to Thailand, and also the first ever SCGP, the Stadium Grand Prix champion. It's like a kind of like a Raja belt, which is super prestigious in Thailand. So it's a super cool belt, and obviously the opportunity of a lifetime to go train out in Thailand.
Awesome. And just to kind of give the listeners a sense of who you are, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, so my name is Jorge Figueroa. My fight name is Siang Miyang Sorzayavet. I fight out of here, out of ex-Muay Thai gym. Been doing this for about 5 years now.
So what got you into fighting?
So, I mean, I was first introduced to Muay Thai 10 years ago. But of course, 10 years ago, I was a little fraidy cat. I was scared. So I didn't try it till 5 years later after I was first introduced to it. My friend Herb, he introduced it to me 10 years ago. And then he came back 5 years later and he told me like, hey, you come train. And when he told me the second time around, I was kind of like at a low point in my life. And I said, let's do it. I did like a month training with him, and then the gym closed down. And that's when I found ex-Muay Thai, and I've been doing it ever since. I've been doing this now for about 5 years, and I haven't looked back, man. It changed my life.
Well, and you mentioned it was a little bit of a low point. Are you comfortable going into that a little bit more?
Yeah. I mean, I was just depressed, looking for something that'll give me like purpose or just something to express myself. I've always been competitive. I have a soccer background. I used to play soccer my whole life, and then I got bored of it. Wasn't really taking me anywhere. So, I took up the training. I started training and I fell in love with it. Then my coach, Coach Vin, he saw something in me and he's like, hey, you want to fight? And I was like, at first I was shocked. I was like, what? You think I'm ready? And he's all like, yeah. And then I did his show, which was no shin guard, like full rules, no shin guards, only the elbow pads. That was my first fight. And I mean, I got a TKO finish that first fight, and I haven't looked back since. But yeah, I mean, I found my strength in Muay Thai. So that's why I was like I felt like a loser about 5 years ago. I was a loser. I was depressed. I felt like I didn't have anything going for me. And then I found this, and look at me now.
Well, and I know, mental health can be a challenge for a lot of people. Can you go into a little bit more about how training in Muay Thai has helped you kind of dig yourself out of that dark place?
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, I had a very negative mindset of myself. I felt like a loser. I felt like I didn't belong anywhere, but here everyone's so welcoming. Respect isn't given it to you here. It's earned here, So I was able to earn my respect. I I was able to like get some gratification from my work, and it wasn't instant, but like the more work I put in, the more like effort I put in, the more results I got. And I loved seeing that, and it just changed me like mentally. It helped me be a better dad, a better partner for my fiance. And it just helped me around. Like it made me mature a lot more, and like it humbled me in a way where like, me as a man, like I can do things if I set my mind to it and I just work hard, like the pain is only like temporary if you just fight through it, and it teaches you how to fight through all that. And I mean, that's why I love it, man. It's just my self-confidence just shot through the roof. I was pretty like my confidence on myself was at an all-time low, like about 5 years ago. Yeah, I mean, besides that, I got obsessed with this, and it just made me want to get better in all aspects in life, and just be a better human being for the people around me and my gym mates, everybody, not just the people necessarily around me, but yeah.
Is there anything you could point to that's particular to the culture around Muay Thai as opposed to other, combat sports that helps you bring that about for you?
Well, I mean, the cultural aspect of this is like it's kind of rooted in Buddhism in a way. So it's like a lot of respect for your coaches, your gym mates, your family, your God, whatever it is. It kind of shows you to honor and to respect. Before, during, and after the fight. It's more respectful compared to other combat sports where it's like it's the show is basically. It's like the talking smack to each other, the drama and stuff like this. There's some drama, but it's a lot more respect, and and that's what I like about it, because at the end of the day, I mean, two men or women are fighting in the ring, putting their lives for other people's entertainment, but they would never know how that feels unless they're in the ring, so that's like a big respect thing for me. That's like a big thing for me.
And speaking of that respect, you mentioned your fight name. Can you tell us that one more time?
My fight name is Siyoung Mi-young, which my coach gave to me when I first, like, from my first few fights. And Siyoung Mi-young originates from Southeast Asian folklore. So he's like a notorious trickster in folklore. So my style is very tricky. I'm a trickster. So that's how that name rooted. It's just hard to pronounce, but I love it, and it's me.
Well, and there was a second half to that, right? The Sor Sayavet.
The Zor Sayavet. So in Thailand, it's so we're very traditional here in ex Muay Thai. We're all about Muay Thai and preserving the Muay Thai, the culture, the traditions. So in Thailand, it's like you get your fight name and like say your last name. It's usually the gym you fight under. So Zor Sayavet meaning student of Sayavet. And Zayavet, it's ex Muay Thai.
Okay, yeah, that's
what that is.
Well, and I ask because that's I feel like a lot of people know Muay Thai primarily through MMA. Like the majority of the U.S. fan base would know it through MMA. What would you say are some of the differences fans might see if they go to a true Muay Thai show as opposed to like an MMA show?
Yeah, well, if you come to our the SAA shows, like that's as true Muay Thai you get, as authentic as it comes. You get the music, you get the crowd cheering, you get the legs, the bones clashing. It's as authentic as it comes if you come to one of our shows. The music, the vibes, it's just a different feeling. I mean, at the MMA you get that, but like you get a lot of, I don't know, like it's just a different vibe, because I've been around MMA fighters. And it's just a different vibe. There's like aminosity, or there's just like a lot of things that kind of turn me off about the sport. Like I know you're fighting and everything, but for me, like I like the respect that you give both to your gyms. To both gyms, even if you win or lose, just be respectful and humble. You get me? But I mean, that's what sells with the MMA community, yeah. Is the drama and all that.
Do you notice a difference when you're fighting someone from traditional Muay Thai school versus an MMA school then?
Oh yeah. You could tell right away. You could tell right away, like when it's like a traditional when the gym is traditional, and like say if they come from an MMA background, as far as the technique and how they move, you can tell right away. And especially when you see them, like say if you see them shadow boxing, you can see right away. Well, I can tell. I just have that eye for it now over the years.
What are the main differences in style that you might see? Because, if someone like I watch MMA and I've watched traditional Muay Thai, but I've watched MMA as well. Yeah. And when I see, the knees and the elbows coming through in MMA, it just seems different than what I would see in a Muay Thai fight. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So, obviously when you're doing MMA, you have to worry about takedowns and wrestling and grappling. There is grappling in Muay Thai, but it's all stand up. So it's the biggest difference is you're standing up taller. You're not so much crouched down because you don't have to worry about takedowns or anything like that. So that's the biggest one that I see. Also, for some reason, a lot of the MMA guys that I've been that I've seen, they don't know how to check kicks properly. They like to do the calf kick a lot. That's another big difference. Like in Muay Thai, you do see the calf kick, but it's mainly to the leg, the thigh area where you see it more common. Those would be the biggest. Those would be the biggest differences that you can tell right away. Like just how the stance and the style. You know what I mean? And then usually MMA guys, like with traditional Muay Thai, when you're doing 5 rounds, it's a bit slower at the beginning, and then like 3rd, 5th, 4th, 5th round, that's when it kind of elevates because it goes with the music. So it'll first start slow, and then it'll just start to elevate, and it'll start going like just either more techniques, just harsher. It's just the big difference.
You mentioned the music. Can you talk about how that plays into the fights?
So they play a traditional Thai music. I forget what it's called, but it's tradition basically to have like a music playing. So like I said, it kind of like when you're fighting Muay Thai, it's kind of like you're telling a story, and depending on how the musicians, usually it's a live band playing during the fights, and depending on how they see the fight going, they'll either speed up or slow down the momentum of the thing. So it kind of, brings it alive. It tells a story instead of just it being like just, just a blood and, and violence. At least there's some poetry to it.
I know there's a lot of, I don't know if I want to call it superstition, a lot of traditional kind of beliefs that go into a lot of ritual. That's what I'm looking for. There's a lot of ritual that goes into it. Can you talk a little bit about those?
Yeah, there's a lot of rituals. The first thing that you will see them do, some of them pray before getting into the ring. Then after the ring, they'll seal the ring, and that's done to protect basically your spirit and everything going on inside the ring. You do that. You pay respects to your God, your gym, your coach, and then you do it. And then you do something that's called a white crew or a Ramoy, which is a dance in honor of your coach, your gym, your family, your God. And yeah, that's basically what you'll see when you go to a Muay Thai show is or an authentic Muay Thai show, because some of them, they just like the entertainment Muay Thai, which is now very popular with One Championship, which is with the small gloves. But they kind of get rid of that because the American audience doesn't really like the cultural, not necessarily that they don't like it. It's just they're not used to it. You get me? But once you're in it, it's a different experience. And in my opinion, it's a beautiful, it's like a beautiful show, of like culture, tradition, and like just honoring and respecting your family, your coach, your gym, etc.
Well, and I think a lot of the listeners would probably be surprised to learn that there's variations to Muay Thai in terms of style, right? There's like traditional, there's Dutch. Can you talk a little bit about those differences and those variations?
Yeah, well, it's all Muay Thai. Mainly, like you would have like different styles, which would be like Muay Fimu, which is more of a technical fighter. You have a Muay Book, which is like a pressure fighter. You have a Muay Cow, which is also a pressure fighter, but they pressure and they like to use their knees. They're very durable. There's one more, I believe. There's like Muay Day, that's just a kicker. And like my style, I would say it's more like a Muay Fimu Sok, which is like a technical elbow fighter, because I love landing my elbows. So that's the style. But yeah, as far as like styles, like from different countries. Like say the more Europeans, it's more of kind of like a Dutch style, but it's just depending on how you like it, how you like to do your stance, because it just depends on the fighter, like what he likes. If he likes more of a traditional, more of a Dutch style, the more Dutch style, they go more for like heavy boxing and low kicks. That's more of that. The traditional, it's like using all your weapons, which is your elbows, your knees, your kicks, your hands. It's all that. So that's what I would think is the biggest difference. But I mean, it's all Muay Thai,
Gotcha. So I know, you have your fight coming up, and probably not a lot that you want to reveal about your game plan, or maybe you do. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you how much you want to reveal here. What are some of the things you've been working on in training to prepare for this fight?
I mean, the camps have evolved a bit. I mean, it's just sharpening the tools. Muay Thai is it's also known as the art of 8 limbs. So what I've been working on is both sides. I'm also like a switch fighter, a switch hitter. So I can do both sides. I can do southpaw. I can do orthodox. So just sharpening all my tools. Ruben, my opponent. He's very technical as well. He's a good fighter. He's very experienced. We know his style, how he likes to fight. So I mean, there's not much we really worked on differently from other camps. It's just really playing my game, because I believe he hasn't fought anybody like me, like my style, because he usually fights people that pressure forward. I'm more of a counter fighter. I take my time. I set up different attacks. Like I said, I do both sides, so he won't know what's coming. He could try to train for me, but I believe he hasn't fought anybody like me, and it's hard to prepare for someone that's very unpredictable, if that makes sense.
No, I get it. So there's a single aspect that you've been working on, like footwork or conditioning.
Well, like I said, he's a solid dude. He's a very experienced fighter. So we know he's going to bring the cardio. We know he's going to be strong with that. So I mean, my cardio is great too. We've been pushing the limits on pad work, on the strength and conditioning. I mean, there's not really much that I've really worked on that I already don't. I train consistently, so I really don't I add new things, but like I work on my fundamentals, because fundamentals win fights. So if my fundamentals are solid, which, like you said, like footwork, my distance management, and just like my strikes and my timing, I think with that it's enough for me, anyways. In like in my head,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any predictions for the way this fight's gonna go?
A prediction? Yeah, I mean, I feel like my fights, from all my records, I only have one loss. But from all my fights, they've all either I've TKO'd them, or I stopped them. He recently got a stoppage. That was his first stoppage in his whole in his whole career, or in his whole fight record. So I feel, or I know I'm gonna put some hurt on the guy. So I'm looking to finish him within the 3rd, 4th round. I don't expect the 1st to 2nd round. Like if I could get the finish in the 1st to 2nd round, that'd be crazy. But I mean, I'll take it. But yeah, I'm looking to finish him. That's the game plan.
So with the win potentially coming, that also comes the trip to Thailand. Would that be your first time going to Thailand to train?
I was actually out there earlier this year in early February. I was out there for 2 weeks. I competed out there for the WBC World. It was amazing Muay Thai festival. They had like a tournament, a world tournament out there. And it was a padded tournament. So it's like headgear, shin guards, and all that. And that's where I got my loss. I fought a competitor from California, and I lost to him at that fight in Thailand. And when we came back, I entered the Grand Prix, and I fought him again on the semifinal. And that's when that's when I won that fight. I got that back. got that back in blood. And then, now we're here now in the final. So, I mean, I was already out there. I trained out there for about a week and a half. It was an amazing experience. I'm looking to go back, go train with some more legends. We're very blessed to have our coach, because he's like, he knows a lot of people out there. So we're very connected out there. So it's super cool just to be around him and having the opportunity to fight for this and have it paid, and that's even better. So yeah, I'm looking forward for the win. It's a fight. It's 50-50, but I believe the odds are in my favor.
Well, and I've heard a lot about the differences in the fight culture, in particular in Thailand, as opposed to out here in the U.S. Very dominated by the boxing and the MMA scenes, which means very dominated by the Mayweather and McGregor types. Can you tell me about the differences in Thailand there?
Yeah, well, out there they're very, they're very humble out there. They're respectful. I mean, obviously they want to win and stuff like that, but it's Thailand's known for they're known for being the land of smiles. So, and they're pretty easygoing people. I compare them to Mexicans. They're a lot like Mexican people. They just obviously, it's different language and their food is a lot spicier, but there's a lot of similarities in like the cultures and everything. I feel at home when I'm out there. Like I feel like I was supposed to be. I could have been a Thai.
And I do want to come back to that, but you're saying Thai food is spicier than Mexican food.
Yeah, way spicier. It's crazy spicy. And I can eat spicy food. That thing's just crazy spicy out there.
Huh. Yeah. That's unexpected.
Yeah, but yeah, and I mean, other than that, I mean, it's super cool out there because I mean everything's cheap, for us. When we go out there, everything's like super affordable. People are cool. I mean, if you've ever been to Mexico and like you drive out in Mexico, that's what it would be like in Bangkok. Craziness. But with me being out there the whole time, I did not see one car accident or anybody get like ran over or anything like that. And it's crazy. It's just chaos out there when you're driving. And like, I didn't really drive out there. I did a lot of like motorbikes, which was awesome too, just experiencing that. But yeah, I mean, there's not too many differences except the language, but that's about it really.
Yeah. And I know you train at a traditional Muay Thai style gym. What is the training out here? How does that differ from what you've experienced in Thailand?
So honestly, the only difference, I feel like we train just as hard or maybe a bit harder than how they train out there. The only biggest difference that I noticed is that they run a lot more. They run a crazy amount. They run in the morning and they run in the evening. So they'll train twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day, but they'll get at least 2 sessions. Like in the morning, they'll run like 6 to 8 miles in the morning and then 3 miles in the afternoon or in the evening. And then they do their training, but here in America, I can't do 2 sessions because I work. So I try to get my running in the morning and then come to train in the evening. That's kind of my routine. Try to emulate that. But we got fighters here that live the Thai way. They train twice a day. They do the same regimen. So like if you're looking for something authentic, come check us out. We'll get you right.
All right, and I do want you to stick around here with us while we do the Fight Forecast segment. But before we move on to that, is there anyone that you want to shout out or thank?
Yeah, I want to thank my gym. First and foremost, I mean, God, for sure. God for blessing me, for allowing me to do this. My lady, she's been very supportive. My family here at the gym. My gym bros, my coach, especially, he's put in so much time into me, and he supported me in this journey. And I just want to say thank you to him and all our sponsors. for, you know, taking care of us. And because amateur fighters, we don't make money. We don't make money, you know, entertaining y'all. Like we do this out of passion, you know, we do this because we love this. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to them, my coach and my gym and my family.
Do you get the opportunity to sell tickets?
Yeah, I sell tickets. If you're looking to if you're looking to go to the show, you can DM me. You can DM me at Jorge underscore Jorge 19. That's my Instagram tag. You can DM me and we can get together and I can get you tickets. If you get tickets from us, it helps us directly, but you can also you can get the tickets online via the link on the poster for the SCGP. You can get them online as well if you can. I would say try to get either online or get them from the fighters to directly support the fighters. I wouldn't wait till you get to the door because these events sell out, brother. They sell out, and so the last two shows they had us they had to kick people out because it was so packed. Like they didn't allow to go through the door. Some people were stuck outside because there just wasn't any more room. It was sold out.
And real quick, what does that do for you when fans buy directly from you?
What it just helps with, like, you know, it just helps. We get a bit of commission out of the ticket sales, get a little bit of commission, nothing crazy, but I mean, it helps with, you know, with gear, with, you know, like if we take trips, cause I sometimes fight out of state, you know, and I mean, those trips get expensive, you know, so it just helps with that. It just keeps us training, you know, keeps us motivated, to train and to keep fighting and keep entertaining y'all.
So if a fan goes to, say, the gym to talk to you directly, does that ticket sale go to the gym or does that go to you, or does it a little bit of both?
No, well, it doesn't go necessarily to the gym. It goes to the SAA, which is they're the promoters of the thing. So they take that, and that's they take that, and then they just, you know, they just give us a bit of commission. That's all. That's pretty much it. Nothing it's nothing like crazy amount of money, but it's something, you know?
Yeah. Everything helps.
Yeah. Everything helps. But yeah, I mean, like for me, I don't really do it for the money. I do it for the sport, for the love of the sport, and to support the SAA Alliance, like vision to like helping like people like me here in Maryville. You know, like I would have never thought I would have opportunities like this. So, you know, it just helps out. Like it helps kids that, you know, that aren't privileged, that, you know, that can pay for stuff like that. You know, if they try hard and they work their hardest and they give everything they can, and, you know, they can do this as well. You know, it's not just for the privileged, and, you know, it's accessible for everybody. So that's why I do it. And I mean, it helps out a good cause.
Nice. And I know you dropped your Instagram. Where else can fans follow you if they want to keep up with your fight career?
If they want to keep up with me, they could keep up on Facebook as well. I'm on Facebook. Eventually I'll get a TikTok as well, but right now I'm just on Instagram and on Facebook. My Facebook is just my name, Jorge Figueroa, and my Instagram is @Jorge 19.
Right on. Well, appreciate you joining us here. Anything else you want to add before we let you go?
No, sir, man. Just thank you for having me, man. It was a pleasure. These interviews it's kind of like I'm looking to go pro. So like this is I feel like this is what it's gonna be like. So it's real humbling, you know.
Oh yeah, we'll get your media ready.
Yeah.
All right.
Alrighty.
So that was Jorge Figueroa sharing with us a little bit about his background and how Muay Thai helped change his perspective on life. Want to thank him for coming onto the show and sharing that with us. He will be joining us for the Fight Forecast, but I also want to take a moment to thank the SAA Alliance for all that they do, not only on the promotion side, but you heard Jorge talking about the school outreach programs and the work that they do to help the underfunded schools and at-risk youth. So we definitely appreciate that here. We're looking to have more of that, more info on that in future episodes. So make sure you're subscribed to Rings and Cages AZ, wherever it is you get your podcasts, so that you don't miss an episode. But for now, let's go ahead and get into the fight forecast with special guest, once again, Jorge Figueroa. Let's take a listen. So for this week's fight forecast, we have a special guest joining us again. You may remember him from such segments as Behind the Gloves. We have Jorge Figueroa. Jorge, why don't you tell the fans what's going on Friday, September 13th?
September 13th is the grand finale of the SCGP Road to Bangkok finale. I'll be headlining the show. I'm fighting against Ruben from Seton Gym. We'll be fighting for a belt and a paid trip to Thailand. And that's what's going on September 13th.
Where will the fights be?
This will be held at Stratus Event Center on 43rd and Indian School here in Phoenix, Arizona.
All right. What time will the fights be starting?
Doors open at 6. I would say get there a bit early just to get some good seats. Because like I said, these shows get packed.
Now, of course, we can always go to you and your gym to purchase tickets. Where else can fans purchase tickets to this event?
They could also, if they follow the SAA Alliance page, they can get tickets online via the QR code on the fight poster, or they can just DM one of the fighters. They can come to the gym and we can get them tickets.
Now, you are the one half of the main event anyway. Are there any other fights on the card that you think fans should be looking forward to, or that you're looking forward to yourself?
I'm looking forward to the co-main event. It's David Fisher versus, forget his name, something Lara. I'm sorry. But he's they're both champions. They both have good records. One of them is a very traditional fighter. The other one is an awesome fighter, David Fisher. He's from Arizona. The other guy's from California. That's going to be a banger. Also, Kevin Sitongsai. He's from California, Sacramento, California. He's from our sister gym, which is Sitongsai. And that's another banger of a fight. He's always putting on good shows. We have a few gym mates. Some of my gym mates here are fighting as well. Hilario, he's fighting. Joel is fighting. And we have 3 juniors that are fighting. So it's junior. He's fighting for a title. This is going to be his first 5-round full rules title fight. And he's under 10 years old. So it's a junior bout, but it's full rules. They can throw elbows. They're wearing gear, but that's full rules for kids is crazy. Nobody else has done that from what I know here in Arizona. Yeah. There's him, Tristan, another kid. It's just the card's full of bangers. The promoter, my coach, he's also the matchmaker. He puts on amazing high level fights. So I'm the main event, but I'm also excited to see the other guys fight because you're getting good talent here.
And for the fans who maybe aren't as familiar with Muay Thai, what does full rules Muay Thai mean?
Full rules Muay Thai meaning you're throwing elbows, you can clinch, you can do sweeps. Full rules for adults would be no pads, no headgear, no shin guards. The only thing that you would wear pads on is on your elbows because obviously we're not pro. So that's the only thing. But other than that, full rules Muay Thai is 5 rounds with bare shins, and just the only thing padded is your elbows. But that's as close as pro as you're gonna get.
So what's legal as opposed to say like a kickboxing fight?
Kickboxing. The kickboxing fights, they don't allow clinching. They don't allow elbows. You're very limited. So all you have is kicks and punches, and you can't grab a knee. So you can do just a long knee. That's the biggest difference. And usually they would do them. From what I've seen, more all the kickboxing, unless you're a higher level, they wear shin guards and headgear. So I think that's the biggest difference from just kickboxing and Muay Thai. me personally, I like Muay Thai just because you're not limited to just your boxing and your kicks. I like the elbows. I like the clinching. I like the sweeps. It's just more tools and more violent poetry.
And of course, no takedowns, no grappling, nothing on the ground, right?
Yeah, no takedowns, no grappling. Nope. As soon as it goes to the ground, they pick you up and jump, fight again on your feet. It's all striking, which is my preferred combat sport just because, like, grappling's cool, but sometimes, it's just you're at a stall sometimes and they're just kind of laying there grabbing each other. So that's my biggest ick about that. Like, you're just installing a lot, But other than that, I mean, that's what it is.
And this is what I've always liked about Muay Thai. Is it sounds like it has pretty much all of the aspects of MMA that I enjoy, with maybe the less exciting aspects kind of taken out, right? Yeah. Well, MMA fans call it the lay and pray style. Not exciting.
Yeah. It's not exciting. And like this, like, you do get like fighters that are clinchers and they'll clinch a lot, but as long as they're working, they're not going to separate them. Like if they're landing knees and elbows, because that's where you're going to land your elbows and your knees when you're clinching. So as long as they're good clinchers, I mean, some clinchers are really good at with their sweeps. Like Ruben, my opponent, he's really good at clinching. So we know what to expect. He's really good at sweeps. He's really good at clinching. So it's exciting. It's exciting to me.
Love it. All right. Anything else the fans should know about the show?
I mean, if you haven't been to a Muay Thai show, I would recommend to go check it out. I mean, it's just a different energy from MMA. You get me? It's a beautiful traditional. It's just seeing the culture, the tradition and the respect and everything. It's dope. And then, like I said, the SAA shows, they try to keep it as traditional as possible and authentic. So you're getting, like, we like to call, when we're doing the SAA shows, we like to call it Bangkok, Arizona, because that's what it is. Bangkok, Arizona. Come check us out.
There you have it, Fight Fam. That was Jorge Figueroa, the main eventer for this Friday's event, SCGP Road to Bangkok Finale. Rings and Cages AZ will be covering this event in person, so we hope to see you there. Saturday, September 14th, the North American Grappling Association, or NAGA, will be holding the Arizona Grappling and BJJ Championship in Gilbert, Arizona. This will be at the Fiesta Court starting at 8 a.m., going until 5 p.m. Check out nagafighter.com/events for more information. We want to thank our guest Jorge Figueroa, pulling double duty this week for both Behind the Gloves and the Fight Forecast for his event coming up on Friday. Fight Fan, make sure you don't miss an episode by following us wherever it is you get your podcast. Don't forget to look us up on Instagram, TikTok, wherever it is you do your social media things. Until next time, this is your host, Chuy, reminding you to keep the fighting inside the rings and cages.